Interest rates are at zero. The stock market has been soaring. What do you do with your health savings account balance, your HSA? It's one of the best financial instruments, tax instruments out there. What should you do with it? I've got that coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I am the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Cohern Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. All right, so here is the deal. Lots of trends going towards high deductible health plans, right? So health insurance is outrageously expensive. We've got a problem that needs to be fixed. Lots of people, lots of employers are shifting and have been shifting to high deductible health plans. Having a high deductible health plan means you have the opportunity to create and fund a special type of investment account or bank account called a health savings account, an HSA. This is not use it or lose it, right? This is not use it or lose it. That's a flexible spending account or FSA or cafeteria plan, blah, blah, blah. An HSA is a specific type of account you don't get to open unless you have a qualifying high deductible health plan, and you can contribute into it, okay? And then you use that money for your medical expenses. Why would you do that? Is that just good budgeting? No, not only is it good budgeting, yes it is, but it also helps you on your taxes. When you contribute money into an HSA, it goes in pre-tax. You avoid federal tax, you avoid state and local tax, and if that contribution comes right out of your paycheck, you avoid FICA tax as well. Be aware that that means those earnings, the money that you put in there, doesn't show up on your Social Security statement. But typically people say, nah, I've got enough work history there. That's fine. I'm going to contribute to my HSA right out of my paycheck and avoid FICA on that. So that's in your account. You've contributed into it, saving taxes on the way in. Now, you can use that money to cover or reimburse, that's why I'm stuttering here, you can cover or reimburse yourself for qualifying medical expenses. What are those? Well, those are copays and prescriptions and doctor visits and deductibles, right? But then it's also contacts and glasses and all that sort of stuff as well, dental fees, all that sort of stuff. So you can use it for a wide variety of medical expenses. And the money went in pre-tax, and when you use it for medical expenses, comes out tax-free. There's nothing else like this in the tax code. Trust me, I've looked. I've been doing this for 20 years. There's nothing else like this. Pre-tax in, tax-free out. Okay? It's an awesome, awesome, amazing thing. So right now, you're looking ahead probably at next year. If you've got a high deductible health plan, make sure you've got an HSA. Be contributing to it right out of your paycheck. If you're looking at this right now and saying, wait a second, I didn't fully contribute out of my paycheck this past year, fine. Second best thing than having it contribute right out of your paycheck is write a check. Make a contribution from your checking account or from your savings account into your HSA. It becomes a deduction on the front page of your tax return, saving you federal and state taxes. Contribution limits, how much can you put into this thing? If it's a family plan, if you got a family plan, your contribution limit is $7,100 for 2020. Okay, and it goes up to $7,200 for 2021, all right? If you're an individual and you just have individual coverage, it's $3,550 for 2020, and it's $3,600 for 2021, all right? So you've got to have a qualifying high deductible health plan. That makes you eligible to open an HSA and fund it, and then those are your limits for putting the dollars in. I've had an HSA for a long time. For as long as I've been here at KFG, long time, we've had a high deductible health plan. So I've had an HSA since 2006, 2005 probably. No, 2004, my goodness, what am I thinking about? So long time. And I would set that money aside into my HSA and I would use it for medical emergencies. You know, so because I don't plan on having, a broken bone or having a surgery or whatever. That stuff isn't elective. It usually just comes up. If it's elective, I would elect to have good health, right? And never break a bone, never have any issues. So I would set it aside, and thankfully in that bank account, it was earning, back in the good old days, it was earning like Recently, it's been earning about 1.5%, 2%. Today, it's earning next to nothing. And it's not because you've got a bad HSA, it's because interest rates are terrible wherever you go. But we've also, my wife and I, we've built up emergency funds elsewhere now. So for the past few years, we've hit the deductible every year. I have had some health stuff. We've had children as well. And so we've been putting the money into the HSA. We use it for our deductible. We are making a change, and I'd encourage you to do so as well. The change we're making is setting aside medical expenses in our delayed spending account. So we're increasing our contributions to our delayed spending account. That's it's a topic for a different video. Increasing our contribution to delayed spending account so that when medical expenses come up, we've got other dollars right there to grab and use for prescriptions and medical bills, that sort of stuff. We don't have to tap our HSA. But we're still funding our HSA so that account grows, and instead of just earning .nothing%, we're investing it. We're investing it in one of our strategies here, one of our mutual fund strategies here, our momentum strategy, because I'm nervous about how high the market is and I want to have a momentum strategy. So we put in place conditions that when a medical expense comes up, yeah, we've got the money. We're going to set that money aside. It will be there. Therefore, this HSA money is long-term money. And what should you do with long-term money? You should invest it. So I would ask you, should you be investing your HSA? Don't just do this because interest rates are terrible, but consider it because interest rates are terrible. But in order to invest, we saw last March just how quickly the market can drop, just how quickly things can change. And you never know when that change in the market coincides with a health emergency. So you've got to first figure out, when I have a medical expense, where's the cash going to come from? And then once you solve that, you're then free to say, all right, so we're not going to touch this HSA money. Let's invest it. And as you invest it, it grows tax-free, tax-free, tax-free. And out there in the future, you can draw it out for future medical expenses, which I'm sure will be there, right? I'm sure they will. This thing isn't getting any easier. But there's also a strategy we've talked to people about before on the Wise Money Show, the shoebox strategy. The shoebox strategy, that's right, you heard me correctly. Right now in the Internal Revenue Code, you can actually pay out of pocket for medical expenses you incurred when you had a high deductible health plan, and then out there in the future, reimburse yourself for those medical expenses that you paid out of pocket, out of cash. Reimburse yourself from your HSA. There's no statute of limitations. No statute of limitations. So out there 25, 30 years from now, I could track my receipts. Yeah, thankfully we've got the cloud and everything's electronic and I can blah, blah, blah. It won't take that much time. I can track how much money I've spent out of my delayed spending towards health stuff, just cash it all out, tax-free in retirement. That's an enormous deal, the shoebox HSA. This is a confusing strategy, and it's a two-pronged strategy. But should you invest your HSA? I would want you working with your certified financial planner, being very, very clear about what adjustments you need to make in your financial life so that you can use your HSA to the maximum functionality of pre-tax in, tax-free and tax-deferred growth as much as possible for the long term, and then tax-free out. What an unbelievable strategy. That's better than your 401k, better than your Roth as well. Work with your certified financial planner on that. If you don't have a CFP, contact one on my team. You can find us online, corehorn.com or wisemoneyshow.com, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.